Am I back? Let me know if I'm back. If I'm back, let me know. I literally know what's going on. My wife probably unplugged the router upstairs. Am I back? Yay, I'm back! Ah, yes! You know, my wife tried to argue with me about not paying China. She literally tried to argue with me on what will happen on that stuff. And she went to read some Reddit comments on what happens if you don't pay national debt. Okay? And I told her, I was like, it's true that you can analyze what will happen, but it wouldn't happen the same way as you think. Like, she literally said, you know, all this will happen because Greece was the same way. Greece ran out of money. They stopped paying the national debt, and they actually work it out and then try to pay in a different structured debt. So that was, I think they just disconnect or whatever. So, but I don't know. Anyways, so she talked to me about that, and I go, well, the situation is kind of different. Situation is kind of different because Greece actually ran out of money. I'm talking about not paying with money, right? Having money but not paying. That's kind of different, right? Everybody just got removed by China just now. Everybody. China just delete everybody. So yeah, that's... Oh, here we go. All of a sudden it jumped to 6. Did they just throw everybody into an ad? Did they just throw everybody into ad? Let's see if everybody joins in a few minutes. Yes? Okay, so I guess it threw everybody into an ad. Anyways, so... yeah, I talked to her about that, and I go, you know... Oh, what I thought was the amount was not correct. So she said it was like 1 point something trillion. It wasn't 500 trillion. So 1 point something trillion. Then FDA. So 1 point something trillion. And I go, it doesn't matter the amount. It's the concept of like pissing them off and not do it and stuff like that. Is something wrong with China? Not necessarily. I mean, the China people are okay. Right? It's a government that has a little bit of iffiness. So, do I have a problem with China? Not really. Not really. I'm just saying, if I was a president, that's what I would do. And she's like, that's why you're not the president. It's like, that's right. That's why we're talking about if I was. I will never be the president. That's guaranteed. Never, ever. Never, ever, ever. Okay? So, that's, you know, I just like to kind of throw a concept up there. A theory, a hypothesis, however you want to call it that, you know. And that's why I wanted to tell you guys, like, a lot of time I talk about an idea, talk about a situation, or talk about relevant news. It's my opinion, because it didn't happen the way I wanted to happen, right? I just talk about an opinion. In that, we try to have a conversation on that. Don't take it so seriously, you know. You don't have to take a concept or a theory so seriously, especially something like yesterday's comment, yesterday's topic. I'm not sure how many people took offense in that, but it was just a theory of what I believe in, right? Like, you can believe your way, I can believe my way. It's just a concept, and obviously it's a debatable concept, so I bring it out and we talk about it. Does it mean that I have any problem seeing someone like that when I go out? No, I just purely ignore, right? I purely ignore. Just like anybody who doesn't like that conversation can literally just ignore, right? Don't have to take offense on it. The point of having a conversation is to find different points of view, right? Because we can all have our own opinions, right? A good conversation is when different opinions come together and you see the other side, right? This always... Okay, let's refresh that. Boom. Let's do that and refreshed. Okay. Should be refreshed now. There we go. Alright, so that's refreshed. Don't expand your mind or view if you don't listen to other way of thinking. If wanted to agree with someone all the time, I just talk to myself. True. I mean, I always tell people this, okay? There's always 3 sides to the story. Alright? Your side of the story, other person's side story, and the true story. So, you really... I got it. Tim, what's going on, man, Tim? Tim, do you do the show by yourself now? Because last time when I look at it, only you were on it. So let me know. Are you doing the show just by yourself now? What's going on with the Dad Smoke Cigars thing? So I wasn't too sure. So it's good to know multiple side stories. Like for example, I don't know a lot about vaping, so I give out my opinion about vaping, but someone else will have their opinion on vaping. So you know, and then you learn about this and that was the element that you didn't know about. So, all right, good night, Michael. And so that's why I like to have good conversations. When you have good conversation, you learn more. And then then you can apply those new information that you heard from the other side of the story and put them together, and that's how you get them, right? Oh, okay, there we go. Now I know. See? Now I know. Thanks. I watch both sides of the news. The truth is usually in the middle. You gotta see things on both sides. That's right. You gotta get both sides of the information to be able to put together the whole story, right? Because when you have one side of the story, you don't have the whole story. Very good cigar. Very good cigar. A lot better than the West Edition. So if you gotta get this, you get the East Edition because the West Edition wasn't that good. Context is the key. Yeah, you gotta, you know, people sway by the information they know, and people act something based on what they know too. Like for example, people are not prejudiced, but favoritism also plays has a place in the story, right? For example, you guys heard me bashing about JR Cigar, and I said, in my opinion, I just don't want to spend money there anymore because of what trouble I went through. It doesn't mean it's a bad place, but if you ask me, I'm gonna say I'm not gonna buy from that place anymore, right? But I say if you know the owner, different story now, right? Whatever I say, it's not gonna change your view on JR Cigar, right? But at least now you know somebody had a bad experience. So whenever I say, oh, that company has problems, I'm talking in the perspective that, you know, I've heard and seen problems from those companies. And then you guys go, oh, I never had a problem with those companies. True. A lot of people never got into a car accident too, right? But when they do, it only takes one time to scare the shit out of you, right? So that's how I put the context. So take my information as a grain of salt and make that choice yourself. I'm not saying that like because I say something is bad, you should never go to it. No, use your own judgment. Is the key, all right? Use your own judgment. You have a mind right here, and whatever information I give you, you change that around. You put it with the information that you have and make that decision. You don't have to make a decision based on what I say, because I can say this cigar tastes like crap. It's the worst cigar ever. It doesn't mean you don't like it. I mean, you guys know I don't like Gurkha, and it just happens to be a popular opinion. Now, Gurkha usually isn't that good, but there are people that's die-hard Gurkha fan that they only smoke Gurkha whatsoever. They're like, if they can find some Gurkha ghosts, today's a good day. All right. Same thing as you know, the Andalusian Bowl. Some people think it's so collectible, so rare. It's the best cigar ever. It really needs to be the best cigar for the day or for the year. But some people is like, I find it all the time. I don't see any different about that. What's the big difference about this? You know, so you gotta use your own judgment when it comes to conversations. Daddy Mac, I smoke. So yeah, use your own judgment when it comes to like those opinions. You know, like for example, the Hong Kong protest. There's two extreme sides. There's two extreme sides. Like if one side goes to talk to the other side, sitting down, they probably had a fight. Might be a different story if they both had a cigar on their hands, but they will have a fight if they don't have a cigar on their hand. When you have to have that kind of conversation, make sure two things will happen, okay? One is that you have a cigar on your hand. The other one is have a bourbon right next to you, because you'll need both. Someone told me that Gurkha was like Rolls Royce of cigars. I don't agree, but we have different tastes. I do not see how Gurkha should be the Rolls Royce of cigars. If you ever drove in a Rolls Royce, you will know what I mean. You know, it's totally different. Like, sitting inside a Rolls Royce is very different than sitting inside a Lamborghini. Okay, it's very different. By the way, there's two kind of people, right? And for me, two kind of people that judges Rolls Royce. One is the one that says, I want to buy a Rolls Royce, I want to drive it. And the other kind says, who buys Rolls Royce to drive? I'm the kind of the guy that says, who buys Rolls Royce to drive? If you buy a Rolls Royce, buy a driver. Because the back seat is more comfortable than the front seat. Bentley, same thing. Most Bentley, I'll say, buy one and buy a driver. Because it's one of those cars that is more comfortable in the back seat. It really is. It really is. Okay, it really is. Get him, Chris. What's wrong, Chris? Chris, what did you do? Chris, what did you do? I gotta have a way to read the comments because sometimes the comment goes too fast on YouTube and I can't read that. So now I have to go back to see what's going on with that comment. Let me see. Alright, pause this so I can read. Alright. Gurkha is the Mazda of cigars. Okay. Honda Civic is the one that you want to drive. Honda Civic is hella fun to drive. But there's nothing wrong with Mazda. Mazda speeds are fun to drive. So hey, there's nothing wrong with Mazda. Smoke output, pretty good on the cigar. It smokes relatively fast. 49 minutes, I'm pretty much done, and that's a pretty big perfecto. So. All right, here we go. Another cigar in there. But there's nothing wrong with Martin's Mazda. It's one of those things. If you buy Rolls Royce, you wouldn't want to smoke cigars in there because if it falls down to your leather, you'll cry, right? But perfect for Martin, he drops his ash all the time, but it doesn't burn his seat. So good, and he wouldn't have to worry about it. I'll stick with my motorcycle Honda Tiburon. See, Tiburon is overrated. That thing is fast, but overrated. Yeah, I think Plasencia will be more luxury cigar than most brand. But here's the thing. Plasencia pretty much makes every cigar. Or 90% of the cigar. So, there you go. Plasencia has their hands in pretty much every cigar. That looks like a Wanderlust band. I'm trying to find the new Corvette C8 of cigar. Why? Chris, Chris, in my opinion, it's like you should enjoy more cigars. And don't just because cigar is highly rated doesn't mean it's your Corvette. You know, we try a lot of different cigars here. So far, we have 1 year worth of reviews. We smoked quite a bit of cigar here together. And when you think about it, if you ask me, what is my favorite cigars, like in those batch, I couldn't even easily tell you which one I like the best. Like if you tell me to rank which one is my Rolls Royce, which one is my Corvette, which one is my high-end grade cigars and which one is my low end grade cigar, I couldn't even tell you off the spot because they all taste different. It's like having apples and oranges kind of thing. You can't really compare two cigars easily because technically they are different, right? You're not even comparing the two of the same blend. You can really only compare that if you have, let's say, one exact blend from Plasencia and one exact blend from, I don't know, AVO. The same kind of leaf, so same material, but maybe different ratio, but it has to be the same kind of leaf. To compare who is really better, right? Who is really better, and you can't really do that unless you have, you know, two of the same thing. So all the cigars are different, right? Technically, all cigars are different but the same. You know, there's only so many different kind of leaves and so many different factory. They're just different blend, but that's just the same thing as saying that you go to Chinese restaurant, you order 5 different dishes. I can tell you that 5 different dishes probably had the same sauce. Probably had the same sauce. Alright, if you go to an average Chinese restaurant, there's only 2 kind of sauce. You have the Campo sauce and you have the General Gao sauce. And those 2 sauces pretty much make everything. So it's hard to compare 2 cigars in exact fair fashion. Alright, there's no way to compare 2 cigars in an exact fair fashion. You can say this is similar to that, and so you compare them and to see if they are better or worse. For example, like an M3 compared to a C63, you compare them all the time. Because they are the same range, but they're not even the same price range. They're not even the same price range. They're the same, 4-seater entry-level sports car of that range. That was it. But they're not really the same. They're not really the same. They cater to different kind of people, right? So the only thing that you can really compare is this Robusto versus this Robusto, which one I like better, but they're not really exact comparison. You can't really compare them, right? So you have something that you like, something that you don't like, but the best way to describe them is really what you like, but not what's that, if this cigar is $100, does that make it a Rolls Royce of cigar? No. I mean, most people who smoke Unicorn isn't gonna call that Rolls Royce of cigars. So Tay has one of the powerful bike in my city, and still stuck with some minor tweaks and stock motors. Okay, they're talking about bikes over there. Now I can't talk much about bike because I don't ride bikes. So there you go. But I'm comparing these two because they were released East Edition and West Edition, and they're supposed to be in the one series. In the same series, I wanted to compare them because they're part of the same series, you know? You can probably compare, let's say, a Filthy Viking Robusto versus Filthy Viking Toro, because they're technically the same blend but different ratio. That is comparable. But you can't really compare Filthy Viking with a Cohiba, and it wouldn't make sense. They're 2 different breeds. It's like comparing an Asian with a African. That doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Brendan Chapin went to the other side. What? So yeah, there is a difference. I guess there's no exact way to compare cigars. Like, how do you guys compare your cigars? How do you guys rate your cigars? Do you use the point system? Do you just like, I like it or I don't? Or do you compare to another cigar, and if the cigar is better than that cigar, you move it up, kind of thing? Like, how do you compare it? How do you compare it? I just think that the way I compare it, mine is simple. So either I enjoy it or I don't, right? I don't really give a score usually, because how you score it makes it different too. Because when you do the, let's say for example, CD journals, when you score your cigars, do you start at 100 and take points off for everything that's bad, or do you add point from 0 for everything that's good? See, that gives you a skewed number. You know what I'm saying? So there is quite a big difference on how people rate their cigars. If you start at 100 and take everything that's bad for 100, then you're looking at how bad the cigar is, right? When you start at 0 and go up to 100 as you get every good thing about it, then you'll see how good the cigar is. So they're not the same. I always tell people, not bad is not the same thing as good. And not good is not the same thing as bad. For Brendan, to me, it's good or suck. Frequently more than others. You just pump them. Right now, it's buy again or not. That's a pretty good way to do it. I mean, that's a pretty good way to do it. Either you like it, you buy it again, or you won't. For me, a lot of times, would I buy another box of this again? Because usually I make the mistake of buying a box and not like it. Okay, AVO Synchro is still a personal favorite. Okay, or 90th Volume 4. What is that? 90th Volume 4. I'm a bad guy, but not bad guy. I start off from 0 based on the multiple criteria and add that up. So when you add them up, you're looking to see how good the cigar is. When you minus it, you see how bad this is. Because your goal is to get to the other side. And when you do how bad it is, you want to see how many bad ones you can pick out. How many bad stuff you can pick out of it. First is how many good stuff you can pick out of it. I actually don't even write in journals. Because I really hate journals. Because I had to write down a lot of notes and information because of my job. I had to write down a lot of notes. So when I'm enjoying the cigar, I tend to not write anything down. Because I just remember either I enjoy it or not. So it's just that. I want to enjoy my cigar versus to find the flaw of a cigar. Or find the perfection of a cigar. I tend to not write anything down for that. That's why a lot of time I say, when you watch cigar reviews, and there's thousands of reviews out there, and you gotta find all different information because they all scored it differently, and because they're only looking at one criteria, how good it is or how bad it is, the best way to really find out is to try it. If this person said this cigar is good, maybe worth to try, but sometimes it's not. I wonder if you start at 100 particular cigar and smoke the same cigar starting at 0, how close the rating would be. I will say your difference will be 20 to 30 points. Now, Tim used to rate his cigar starting at 100, I think, and goes all the way down. So he tend to have higher scores on every cigar. Like all his cigars are 80s and 90s. And now he's doing the other way around, to start at 0 and add it way up. Right, so now you see his scores are lower, usually 70s and 80s rather than 90s and 80s. Pretty much most cigar he reviews are in the 90s at that point of time. Like everything is in the 90s because it's hard to find a bad thing about a cigar. But for me, let's say if I was to subtract 5 points per bad thing about a cigar, the good card will be in the 80s. Because I can only find so many bad things about it. Like I don't like this flavor, I don't like that. It burns well, so you can take those things away. But if you were to add from 0, I will have really low point for good card. So, I was like, okay, it burns nice, it burns straight, add points, right? Smoke output is great, add points. The bend is great, add points. Like you never get to the bad part where I start subtracting points because I keep adding points up from there, right? because it starts from 0. You don't subtract anymore. You start at 0. You just add points up. And the other way around, same thing. You only take away points. You don't add points because you already start at 100. You cannot have 120. So like if this cigar was perfect, you cannot say because this cigar is 120 points, right? You don't add. If you start from 100, you don't add. When you start on 0, you don't subtract. More cedars are coming through. There's a little bit more creaminess to it, a little bit more sweet now. The string on this, I'll say it's about medium plus, if anything. But I'm getting hot in here, so I should have some cold air going through because it's really hot in here now. I have the fan going like crazy. The only area I subtract in my rating is the bend removal. If it's clean, then it's a 10. But for every fault removing, I take points. Check your messenger. Okay. Meow. Okay. Alright. I see the pictures. So yeah. That's how the number supposed to work. So it's not. Oh, some people will still like start at 0 and start add and subtract. That kind of go back and forth a little bit, and that doesn't work. You have to either you go up or you go down. Today is what? Today is Wednesday. Cause I did streaming yesterday. I kind of forgot what today is. It is a really nice box. It is a really nice box. How many people actually have vinyl at home? How many people listen to vinyl? Hey, cat. How many people actually listen to vinyl at home? I think that's a pretty cool debate that I had with people before. Your wife does. Now, here's the question. Do you or do you not think that vinyl is the purest of sound that is better than digital? Do you or do you not think that vinyl is the purest sound that is better than digital? Because that's what people say when it comes to vinyl. The vinyl is the purest because it's sound created by vibration. So that's the cleanest, the most intended way of listening to music compared to a digital music. Because digital music are compressed. Even if you go to an uncompressed format, it's still recorded and compressed. So it's missing that clarity. For me, you know what bothers me the most for vinyl? I think vinyl is pretty cool. I think having a vinyl thing at home is super duper cool. Okay, even though it only holds one song on one side, I think it's super duper cool. But that microphone sound bothers the crap out of me. You know, when you first started, it goes. It bothers the crap out of me. It bothers the crap out of me. Even when you're playing actual music, you still can hear that microphone noise. That bothers me. Alright, that bothers me because even as you play, you kind of hear that scratching noise. Plus, the vinyl has a life expectancy. The more you play, the more you wear out that vinyl, and eventually that vinyl is not playable. That's what bothers me. But I think vinyl is super duper cool. Vinyl to me is super duper cool. I just can't handle that microphone with the needle scratching noise. Like the empty sound from the microphone. You know what I'm saying? That sound and no, even if you have a brand new machine, you still gotta hear that microphone sound when you first get it. And what's annoying is when you moving the microphone over. If you touched it by accident, it goes, and then you put it down. And start to play, but you know, you gotta hit the empty track first, and then start to go at it. Now, Sherry, you shouldn't talk about that. You shouldn't talk about that. Now that's gotta show age. To me, Sherry is like 30-year-old woman. Now, maybe 40. All right, because she's super duper cool. You know, when I meet another woman at a retirement age, I just go like, a lot of time we can't talk about the same thing because there's a generation gap. But Sherry is not like that. So to me, Sherry is young at heart, I guess. So you don't like records with scratching. That's an art. Well, you're talking about DJing. That's different. But that when you actually put it down, that noise bothers me. Like the empty with noise bothers me. I like clean sound, so even though it gives a character, I just don't like that sound. It like gives me a you know. I'm the type of person that even the noise created by plugs bothers me. Okay, the like when you go to a power outlet that has ampage going on, the vibration between the coil vibration, that high-pitched noise, I can hear it and it bothers me. It bothers me. I have a heater that if you turn on the power at all, the coil starts to vibrate even if it's not on, right? Because obviously the power is making it go through and then go away. That noise bothers me. So I literally have to turn off the main power for my heater when I'm not using. Because when I use it, I hear the noise. Sherry is like drink, it's better with age. Sherry has been through a lot. And I think that's why it makes her cool, because she's very open-minded. She's very fun, and she's not shy. Okay? And she's definitely not stubborn, for sure. For my opinion, she's not stubborn. She can go through any conversation and not get offended or something like that. Oh my god, so hot. I should bring a smaller thing here, because with the heat on, I can't wear this. Anyways. I love the static sound at the beginning of the record. It's so classic and timeless. Like I say, I think it gets it gives it a character, but it's not something that I want to hear all the time. It takes a lot to offend Sherry. Sherry, I'm not trying to flatter you. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm the type of guy that's like, if you're a good person, I tell you that you're a good person. If you're a crappy person, I'll bash the crap out of you all the time. There you go. You see my ink right here. You see my ink with the trigger bites. I was talking about Tony not liking the noise from the record playing. It's like nails on a chalkboard to him. Yeah, nail on the chalkboard is worse. I mean, I do listen to vinyls. I have a friend that owns a vinyl company. He have this machine that carves vinyl for DJs. And when I listen to it, I'm great. But usually I was like, can you just make sure that you put the point right where the music is so I don't have to hear that noise? It's wearing off. It's healing. So it's not as itchy anymore. I don't even think about it unless like I'm reminded of. So it's pretty much gone. It's pretty much gone. So I'm kind of glad it's not a big problem. It's just annoying when I first got bite. But right now it's better. Right now it's better. Believe it or not, every night I'll put cream on it to kind of help it a little bit. And one thing I tried was CBD oil. We went to the mall and they have this place that has CBD oil. And they were out giving out samples and stuff like that. You know, they're like, here you go ahead and try it. Here and go ahead and try it. And I find that sometimes CBD oil will numb certain places. So I just put it on me and to see if that numbs it out. it kind of does, but first it gets super itchy, and then goes away. It's almost the same effect that if you put a really hot towel where you got bitten by a bug, and then you get really bad first, and then it goes away. So I kind of feel like it's that kind of feeling. I don't know if it really works. That's the thing. I don't know if it really works. And I try all the other stuff, iodine solutions. Also, what's that? Byzantine. I also tried Neosporin. I had simple cream. Aloe. I tried all that. It didn't seem to help at all. I think it's all mental. So I just try not to think about it. And then I'll be walking around. My wife is like, "How's those bites?" I'm like, "Now it's gonna start to itch." And triggers were bad in Iowa. Them and no CMs. I don't know what that is. What's no CMs? Yeah, I think the best way is just not think about it. Not think about it at all. And it would just go away. But yeah, it worked out. I wasn't dying. That's okay. I just had to be very careful about going to a doctor and go like, dots everywhere. It's like, what happened to you? Smallpox. That's what it is. Yeah, being human, right? Sometimes you think that because we're on top of the food chain, we're like invincible, right? We're undefeated. Like, how do little bugs get so strong that can bother the crap out of you? Sometimes, when you watch those monsters inside me, you're like, humans are so weak. A little bug that goes in you, you're done. You're done for, right? A parasite, a flesh-eating parasite that gets into you, you're dead. Such tiny mechanism, or animal, or however you want to call it, that will just kill you. Like, humans are weak. Humans are so weak. But that's why weak human beings is what makes us evolve, right? Every time we're like, oh, this thing will kill us. Let's find out some way that we don't get killed. And that will kill us. Let's find some way we won't get killed. They look like black pepper and mainly found in waters. Well, that's why I don't go to water. One thing that you don't see me do often is water sport. Like, if I was to go to the wild, and sometimes I just wonder how those people can do it. They will jump into any water body and have fun in there, right? In Lexington, we have a little pond. We have a secret beach in Lexington, a very small secret beach. Let's see if I can find a picture for you guys. But we have a secret beach. Let me see if I can find a. Let's see if I can find that. Hold on 1 second. It has like lakes and stuff. Or you can call it beach because I got sand there. Let's see, map. Let's see if I can find that water body for you guys. It'll take a couple seconds. Let me see. We have a secret beach. And that water is as dirty as it can possibly be, but people jump in there and have fun. Is it this one? How do I view as oh, here you go, satellite. No, now it's not showing. You drive out of here, you drive around, and then you go go down here, School Street, end of School Street, go here. Ah, here you go. See, is this here? No, the satellite view actually have trees that kind of covered it. I can't find it. Oh. Lincoln. Dental Associate. Dunkin' Donuts. Oh, here we go. Down this road. Come on. Where's that water body? Oh, here you go. Here you go. Here you go. It's called the Old Reservoir. But it's a beach. It's a secret beach. Let me take a screenshot and show it to you guys. Give me 1 second. Wee. And this is literally right next to the road. Fernando is out. Hey, Fernando. Tim is leaving. Bye, Tim. So, let me see. Add source. There we go. I just have to save this thing. And... oh, shoot. This thing is hard. Alright, here we go. Try it again. 1 second. That, new, and this. Save. Downloads, and that's captured. And then just go this. Here we go. Alright, here it goes. So, this is how it looks like. It's literally middle of nowhere. It's a reservoir. And you can see the sand, right? You can see the sand. So they actually, that's our like secret beach. Pretty much, yeah, moderator modeled them themselves. The Gemini Man, okay. I kind of want to watch that. I haven't got a chance yet. So that water, people will jump in there and swim. And sometimes people go in there and fish. Like, I'm so afraid. I lived in Lexington for a long time. I'm so afraid of that place that I don't even go to that beach. It scares me because, like, don't you think that there's some sort of parasite and stuff like that and bacteria in there to just jump in there? I don't know. I'm not a particular clean freak, but when I see that place, everybody jump in the water, I was like, you guys don't even know what's in that water. You guys don't know what's in that water. You can fish in there. And sometimes the water is green. Sometimes the water is green. But people enjoy that area like a beach. So they will jump into the water and swim. I was like, you know, that's like a monster inside me waiting to happen. Even though I never heard anybody had a problem with it, but I kind of suspect that it's because nobody reported it. It should be a news. You know, if you know a place that's dirty all the time, it wouldn't be a news that if you got sick there. Right? Just like if you live in the ghetto, you hear a gunshot. And next day you see on the news, you wouldn't even pay attention to it because that's normal. So yeah, I rarely jump into the water. If I go to the beach, I might get my foot wet, but I won't go inside the water. I won't go to the ocean. I won't swim in there. Even though when I was young, I would do anything. I don't know. Just as you grow older, you start to be more conscious about that kind of stuff. What are you guys like? Do you guys, when you go to the beach, would you go down and swim? Brendan, if I don't review everything, I think of saying I did constantly be in trouble. Not like I'm constantly in trouble anyway. Now, see, this is why you guys don't understand. Chris is a mod. That's not really a mod. Chris is like a special cases. Where he's the first mod, but he's not doing anything. He breaks more rules than anybody else, actually. That's what pools are for. No, not necessarily. I mean, I'm talking about in terms of going to the beach. What is that? All right, see that's too much. I had to read it now. I swim in the old granite quarry. It springs fed from below. It's got a few hundred feet deep. It's actually a crane and other vehicle in the bottom. So isn't that like all rust that you're swimming in? Is that like, I don't know. Is that rust that you're swimming in? I'm the mod that shows the Legion what not to do. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. While I'm at it, might as well. Guys, the raffle ticket opens this weekend. Literally 2 more days. So I really encourage everybody to try and play with it so that we can give away all those prizes. Because I feel like if we only have like 10 people playing, 10 tickets, we have way more than 10 gifts away. So make sure you play. Make sure you play, alright? So I thought about what happens if we don't have enough tickets. If we don't have enough tickets, we'll only draw 1 grand prize. See, you wouldn't want that, right? You want everybody to win the grand prize. So let's make sure that there's gonna be a great outcome to that, so that it will make sense to give away all those things. You know, you wouldn't want to fundraise with the raffle and make $100 where the price is 170. You know, so make sure to play, make sure to have fun with it, so that we can actually have a long show where I'm just gonna give everything away. But you know, it's harder if we only have a few tickets. Just want to put it out there. Not that I don't want to give everything away. I want to give everything away, but I don't want everything to go to one person. What's the minimum ticket amount you want to sell to do more than 1 grand prize? I'm actually thinking is for every $100 we do 1 grand prize, because the grand prize itself costs more than that. I don't want to waste those prizes if it's gonna, you know, end up going upside down on that. You know, the point is to raise money for other things that we're doing for the Legion, right? We have a lot of people that donate stuff, so I really want to make sure that, you know, we have good outcomes, so that we raise money, we can do more with our Legion, and that way we can all enjoy those prizes, because I don't want to waste giveaways that is way more than the raffle itself. You know, because 1 bottle of drink and 1 box of cigars, you're like looking at minimum of $100 something. So if we don't hit that, it kind of is like wasting the prizes. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? And that's because we have way more high-end prize than last time. Last time we raised $500 something, almost $600, and of that, $300 something went to shipping. Not kidding, $300 something went to shipping. So we raised $200, and that actually went to 1 mold, 1 version of molding to create something. So I want to be able to raise more, so we can do more. I love it, Chris. It can be 100 degrees out for a week straight, and the water is still cool. See, that's the thing. I like to swim. I just can't put myself in that kind of water. It's like, what if I get sick? You know, when you get a bacteria infection from water, it's really hard to recover. So, and it's really funny, because when I was younger, I drink those water. I'll be swimming in the ocean and drink the water, and then taste that really musty, organic sourness plus the salt. You get that seaweed taste plus the salt. I used to drink those, you know, and you know, and the adult was like, "Hey, don't drink those water. It's salty because all those people pee in it." You know, so, and I remember watching I forgot what movie that was, and where they say, you know, if you pee in the water change color. That's actually pretty cool. But I've never seen that before. I'm pretty sure a lot of people pee in the swimming pool. Like, that just happens, right? People just don't want to get up and pee. They just go there and pee. But, like, that would be really cool if the water changed color when you pee in it. So yeah, I wanted to raise more money, and if we would go over a specific amount, I'll dump more things. Like, if we make enough, I'll put out my whole box of Alusian bowl for price. If that's if that's needed, whatever that's needed to get that done. All right, folks, I gotta go. All right, Ash, Queen, Sherry, have a great night. So yeah, I just want to make sure that goes well, so that we can continue to raise money for other stuff too. I think the biggest problem right now is I know a lot of us put a lot of money in those good deals. I mean, if you didn't buy anything for Cigars Daily the last 2 weeks, you missed out. You missed out because those deals were great. Those deals super great. So you missed out. And that's what I worry about, because everybody just dumped money in that. It's a great deal. Why do you want to miss it? Which is great. I mean, take advantage. Restock your cigars. Great. But it's just like, because everybody spent money on that, we'll probably have a hard time raising money. It's great spot fishing too. It has big bass, 5+ pound. The idea of water changing is cool until the whole pool is weird color. Then you know not to jump into that water, right? Now you wait for the thing to filter and then come back normal color, then you go swim again. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know those water goes into your eyes, goes in your ears, goes to your nose, goes on your skin. Imagine somebody use a black light to shine on you, and you come out like spots of pee on you. That's kind of crazy. I don't know. I would think that's kind of nasty. Sometimes, I guess, that's why they say that ignorance is blessed. Is like, if you don't know, what you don't know won't hurt you, kind of thing. What you don't know will not hurt you. But technically, it would. It would hurt you. It would hurt you. What is that? Oh, okay. What is this? Pop up on the notification. Back. Go back. Go back. I'll be back. I can't get out of here now. Come on. Here we go. It's back. I love black light, except in the bedroom. A lot of people bring black light with them when they go travel, and the first thing is they shine on the bed. You'll be surprised how many times the sheets are not changed. A lot of time we'll go to a hotel, and sometimes, even if they change sheets, you're gonna find body hair on certain spots, right? And my wife gets grossed out. There are times that where we go to a hotel, even though the hotel is highly rated, expensive hotel, and that little corner that you just not really looking, but you're looking for your slipper, and you just open up, you find the slipper, and you also find an opened up condom bag. I mean, that aluminum foil bag there. It immediately gets grossed out, right? Even though it's not a big deal. They already cleaned it up. They just left the wrapper there. Somebody had a good night over there. But you just can't help but I think it's like, this room is dirty now. I don't want to, It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how that works. It's just the mental perception of how that works out. What is the grossest thing that you found in a hotel room? If you ever been to a hotel room, what is the grossest thing that you found in the hotel room? Let me know. Put it in the comment. What is the grossest thing that you found in hotel rooms? In fact, I rarely find gross things in a bad hotel room. Like, if I go cheap and go to a cheap hotel room, I rarely find anything. It's those good hotel rooms that I find things. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. In New York, the Waldorf Astoria is known as the top ranking hotels. They're crazy expensive, but they're also known as the hotel filled with bed bugs. Isn't a hot tub meant to be used? Like, did it leave water in the hot tub? I mean, all the hot tubs are used, obviously. Isn't all the hot tub used? I mean, at least you go to a hotel with hot tub. That's pretty good. And what is the grossest thing that you found in the hotel? Come on, we got 6 people in Twitch and 3 people. Use your imagination. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound good. That sounds, I don't know. Usually I will wash the top before I use them. So like if I go to a hotel, I wash the top before I use them. Condom, panties, and with shit in them. Okay, now that is like an immediate indication that you need to change room. Immediately like that. Immediately. Change room. That is pretty gross. That is pretty gross. That is pretty gross. You know, usually I find things unintentional. Like, you know, I wasn't looking for things. Because I like, for example, you go into the room, you're looking for bed bugs. Just because you don't find bed bugs right now with your eyes, doesn't mean there's no bed bugs though. There still might be bed bugs. So, I don't really intentionally go look for something. That will gross me out. But sometimes they just appear right in your eyes. It's like, you know, imagine those people that went to the room after me in the hotel in Arizona that I went to. They gotta go into the room. First thing they gotta smell is natto. That's the first thing they gotta smell, natto. And room temperature century egg. That's how they gotta smell. Next time, when I bring that stinky tofu I show you guys a picture of, I don't know. I leave in the room, somebody open it up, that would be super nasty. Okay. Don't know what to say to that. Maybe I opened a can of worm that I shouldn't be. Maybe I done that. Maybe. Anybody else still smoking their cigar when we started? 1 hour and 34 minutes. I mean, still in this cigar. It's not been this thing. That's actually pretty long burn time. 1 hour and 34 minutes. And I've been smoking pretty fast too. That's quite a bit of burn time for this one. So Wednesday. What else can we talk about on Wednesdays? My wife actually asked me every time before we start the live show. She's like, why you gotta talk about in the live show? I said, I don't know. Whatever that comes up, really. Whatever that comes up. Because, like, you know, a conversation is just that. If you plan it, sometimes you don't have... Like, once you're done with what you're planning, what you're supposed to talk about, right? I think that conversation should have a natural flow. That whatever you're talking about something, it goes to another thing, it goes to another thing. And then, you know, maybe at the 4th thing, you're like, how did we get from the original conversation to this? You know, sometimes it's like, how do we talk about from bar of chocolate to, I don't know, to certain animal in Africa, something like that. Like, how did that float to that? And I actually like that. I like conversation that floats. And that really... It's interesting when you go to a cigar lounge where you enjoy, you sit down, you relax, and you have a talk. And the conversation just go everywhere. It just go from one place to another, one place to another, one place to another, until you reach your final topic. And then when you think back, it's like, how did I talk about that? How did I get that? How did I get to that particular conversation? And that's very interesting to me. So, you know, that's why I always tell people, you know, go try the lounges, go talk to people. Don't go to those lounges where you don't talk to nobody. You know, you just sit down. You know, there are those lounges where you go down, you sit down, you're at a table by yourself, and you're just smoking. You're just smoking. And not only you smoke, you put a headset on so you don't hear anybody. And then you're just looking at your iPod or whatever, or iPad, just reading news or whatever. That kind of defeats the point of going to the lounge for me. When I go to the lounge, I want to talk to people. I wanted to see what's going on, listen to stories and stuff like that. A lot of people has crazy stories that you love to hear. You can only imagine like the type of story you gotta get when you chat with like Bob. Just sitting down, have a cigar, chat with Bob. He probably have crazy amount of stories. So I don't see that to be productive way of using the lounge. Like, have you seen those kind of people before? They just go to the lounge and they will just sit down, light up their cigar, put on the headset so they don't hear anything, and they just smoke and do their own thing. In that case, shouldn't it be better if you just smoke at home? Oh, Chris definitely have some crazy stories. The story gets crazier when he's drunk. So you gotta see whether or not he's drunk. What's really funny is if you were in Cigar Daily Nation before, you know this guy named Glenn. Glenn, his story loops. He'll talk about the same thing but loop it back all the time. He'll loop the story over and over and over and over again. He'll just keep looping that same story. It's like, yeah, you just told me that same story 3 minutes ago, but no, you will loop, you will loop, you will loop, and you loop. And then at the end of every story, he will say, just saying. Alright, Chris, tell me, go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong. He will loop a story, he'll end with just saying, and 2 minutes later, he'll go back to that same story, and then loop it again, and then he will just say, just saying. That's how Glenn tells his story. So at the end of the night, you have perfect memory of that story because you heard it like 5 times. Tony, if we ever open the SSL B&M, no tech in the lounge and cell phone on vibrate. I don't know. I can appreciate the phone goes off because, you know, things do happen. And I check my phone. You know, my wife needs me, I check my phone. You know, especially if those people have wives that allow you, grant you the permission to go to a lounge, and then you don't pick up the phone call. Next time, you're not going to the lounge anymore, right? But I understand why, you know, we should have something like no headsets. I mean, if you're not here to chat, stay at home. It's quiet. You can listen. You can blast the music, whatever you want, smoke and drink at your own time, right? If you go to the lounge, you know, for you to relax and chat, you know, you gotta be talking to somebody, meet someone. That's why you're outside, right? If you gotta isolate yourself with technology, why bother to go out? And I don't really understand that. Martin, when you go to a lounge, do you just sit there by yourself or do you chat with people, right? You will chat with people. Chris, isn't that the reason why we made a rule of not drinking before the show? I mean, not drinking before the meet, the conference. I've been smoking cigar for a few years, never been to a lounge. Now you're missing out. What does that tell you? That tells you that Brendan Chapin should come out and hang out in the lounge with us. I usually go to a lounge when I'm meeting people. See? When you meet people, the lounge became a really nice place. Lounge really became a nice place. You know, maybe you'll get a different atmosphere, a different feel than your Mazda. I guarantee it. You'll have a different feel than your Mazda. Completely different feel of Mazda. I enjoy lounge and I enjoy smoke at home. But when I smoke at home, I feel like I enjoy more when I'm chatting with you guys. Because now I can have a conversation. Regardless if I'm talking to a camera on my own, I still have a conversation. It's great. Oh yeah, Brendan better show up for 2020, right? 2021, yeah. Brendan, are you coming? You'll be the SSL launch for the day. Brendan's going to Texas? I didn't know that. I didn't know Brendan's going to Texas. By the way, so now before I forget, because I'm going to light up different cigar to kind of wrap this up. But This cigar, East Edition, is like 10 times better than the West Edition. I can tell you that. West Edition does taste like watered down. It doesn't have much taste to it, and doesn't have. It's very consistently watered down. But this one is it's a lot of flavor, full of flavor. It's great flavor, and I find myself continuing to smoke them, no problem. So, if you want to buy this regional edition, buy the East Edition. I think burns well, burns a long time. And I think longer than the other cigar, because the other cigar only lasts about an hour 10 minutes maybe. But this cigar lasted an hour and 40 minutes and no problem whatsoever. The flavor is great, tastes great, burns great, draw gets better as it goes. Oh, but yeah, okay, Dallas. How far are you from Dallas, Martin? How far are you from Dallas? Because you're not in Dallas. The Ohio Beard Badass already have a travel plan for me for the 2021. That's gotta be super awesome trip. All right, that's gotta be a super awesome trip. I can only think how fun that's gonna be. I can't wait. I can't wait. But at the same time, like I think of how much organization that we need. Kind of scares me a little bit. Kind of scares me. When you try to organize something for 7 people. It's very different than organize something for 20 people, 30 people, 40 people, and 70 people. You know, it changes up. It goes crazy. Let me ask the wife. I finally have my freedom again now that I'm out. I should come when it's colder than shit here. Is it that cold over there? It's funny how the weather works, because I you know, there's snow in October in certain places. This year's weather is bad. I mean, some people say it's gotta be colder than usual. Some people say it's gotta be warmer than usual. I don't know, because this year a lot of leaves fell down overnight like that. Like all my backyard is leaves. I just hope that it's not gonna be a very snowy one. I'm okay with cold. I mean, cold is one thing, right? If you put on more clothes and stuff, you can still go out. But when we have a lot of snow, that's when the cleanup comes. And when you have cleanup, that's when it bothers me. I actually don't like out there to plow the snow. Even though now I have a beanie to wear, still it's cold. I don't like to be in that situation where, you know, I had to be out in the cold, walking back and forth for like half an hour to an hour. It's not something I look forward to. I'm just really not good at yard work. I don't like yard work. Oh, it's funny how, like, if I go like this, my arm looks like I had a sunburn. Can you see that? Sunburn. No sunburn. Sunburn. 3 people on an 8-hour car. Ooh, missed that. 3 people on an 8-hour car ride is probably gonna burn through a lot of cigar before we get there. Hey, that's a good thing though. That's a good thing. On a good day, it only takes me about 20 minutes to get to downtown Dallas. But in a rush hour, it takes an hour and a half. Well, that's how it is. That's how it is. That's how it is. My wife was talking about how back in the day I make both arguments about driving to work versus train to work. Farmer's tan? Nah, I don't have farmer's tan. I you know, I'm white. I'm white. No farmer's tan right there. So I made the argument for her. I was like, hey, if you ride train, you can sleep on the train. You can relax on the train. You're not the one that's driving. But at the same time, it's not that comfortable, right? But when you're driving, you get to control the time you go in and out. You choose what time you go to work. You choose what time you get back. I think that's a benefit, even though you get to drive. And that's why I buy her a good car, right? Good car to drive so that you can enjoy it, music and all that stuff. Every day she scares me. She's like, yeah, I fall asleep while I'm driving. So how the hell did you get home? Like this? How the hell did you get home? Scares me sometimes. Like the way my wife drives, scares me. Scares me. It could be because I'm getting older. The older I am, the more cautious I am on driving. Because I've seen a lot of accidents. I got to, you know, my share of accidents. I have my share of accidents too. Now we have autopilot. So long as your hands are holding the steering wheel, it will continue to drive. It will brake for you. But that has its limitations. Let's say if you go to the full stop, unless you press gas again, that full stop will never start again. Okay, and sometimes you can't trust that autopilot to be completely. You know, have you seen those videos where like they were showing off their cars, the new car have autopilot, and they have one guy staying in front of the car to show you that auto stop, and they still hit the guys? It does happen. It does happen. And for me, what you're watching on the road is very different than what you should be watching. Like for example, does race car driver ever crash? They do, right? They do. And the things that you're watching out is not whether or not you hit other people. It's whether or not other people will hit you. Because that's one thing you can't control. You know, worst case scenario, you stop in the middle row. You're safe, right? No, you're not, because all the other cars gotta hit you. What you should be worried about is other car, not you. You're the one that's driving. You get to control to speed up or slow down. But you don't get to control other people speed up or slow down, cut you off, decide to just poke the car in front of you. Autopilot doesn't stop for that. Autopilot will not stop if someone does just decide to cut in front of you. That you can't trust autopilot. You have to like baby the autopilot. You still have to look at the road. You know, you don't want to just have autopilot going and take a shower in the car and stuff like that. That's not something that you want to do. Definitely not. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I cannot trust autopilot 100% of the time. In fact, whenever I have autopilot going on, my foot is on the brake, like to get ready to step on it. Autopilot is not my thing. All right, let me light up a cigar. What should I light up? What should I light up? I don't want to go through a Davidoff because I think that's longer than 10 minutes. But yeah, I'm gonna do it. Just another Wednesday, relatively problem-free. Again, if you want to try the regional edition, East edition is the one to get. Alright, let's let this one out. Oh yeah. I don't care if you're gonna call me Davidoff or it's just the way it is. I just like it. I just like it. Such a small cigar, such big taste. Small cigar, big taste. That's the way to go. You know, lately what is big is the Puppy Van Winkle. What do you guys know about that cigar? I actually never tried that cigar before, but people have been talking about it a lot. Where the hell did everybody go? They had to work the next day, so they went to sleep. They went to sleep. That's why usually Wednesday we don't have a lot of people, which is fine. I understand that. People had things to do. It's a rare cigar. Is it really a rare cigar? I saw that cigar in embargo. I literally didn't buy it. But I didn't know anything about it. I literally did not know anything about it. People recommend it, but I end up forgetting to buy it. Because I was talking about that secret cigar for so long that in the end, I just pulled the secret cigar and I walked out and paid for it. I forgot to buy that Puppy Van Winkle. I saw Bob's video. It looks like they're all like barrel aged or something like that. So it could be like a barrel taste cigar. I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I definitely need to try that. Definitely need to try that. I think I missed Chris's comment. Nope, didn't miss anything. Rare, not rare, but limited. The other one I want to try is the one that you review, Martin, the American one that you can only get from like a Corona cigar directly or something like that. This is the Davidoff Demi-Tasse. Demi-Tasse? So, I like this cigar a lot. This is one of my go-tos. It's pretty much in all my tables. This is it. I have this cigar everywhere. And this is how I describe it. Small cigar, big taste. A lot of smoke output. You can see I just took a small draw, a lot of cigar. Yep, the American by J.C. Newman. That's one I want to try. I didn't see it in any boutique. That's the problem. I don't see it in any boutique. And obviously, that's a boutique-only cigar, right? It's not a online cigar. So I can't find that anywhere. I want to try that. I should just ask if there's any member want to trade. I'll trade a cigar for it. I'll trade a couple cigars for it. I just need to nut up and buy a Davidoff. Didn't I sent you Davidoff before? Come on. You know how good Davidoff is. Now they have waiting list? Oh, that sucks. Now that sucks. Because I want to try it. And having it being limited doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. See how much smoke output this thing is? This thing has a lot of smoke output for such a small cigar. I highly recommend this cigar. Only get a Corona cigar in Florida. Florida, okay. I can't find Davidoff around here. Where do you get yours from? Good question. I get my Davidoff in a Davidoff boutique in New York. I only get Davidoff in Davidoff. I will not get Davidoff in any other store. Because I get to, you know, the Davidoff caters to me when I'm there. So I like the service. I like the way they just give me my space. And I like the way they let me choose all my cigars out of the box. You know, I never have problems when it comes to Davidoff. The service is always good. And, you know, when you buy enough cigars from there, they give you leeways. So when I buy Davidoff cigars, they let me choose sticks from a box. Even if I had to buy an entire box, they will break the box for me. For example, if this box is a cigar of 10 and they have 9 stick that's perfect, 1 stick that's off color, they were willing to swap for another box. They will be okay with that. That's why I actually like to go to Davidoff for that, because I'm very anal about cigars I choose when I'm there. Okay? And when you establish a relationship with the shop, they know what you like. They know that, you know, if you have one cigar that's off color, don't send it over. You know, send the one that, you know, that is perfect for me. And I like that, how that, you know, they send it to me like that. How many are in that box of 50? No, oh yeah, in this box is 50. They sell it in 5, 10s, 25s, and 50, I think. I don't know how that works. I only buy the boxes. So, these are 50. 50 in here. I know that a lot of cigars, Davidoff cigars, will not sell this in store. Especially in New York, you had to order it. Because they are too cheap. That's literally the excuse they gave me to. We can't carry it because New York government said this is too cheap. Young people will buy it. So they couldn't sell it in the store. But what you can do is you can actually ask them to order it for you. So you just pay it and they'll send it to you. So that is 50. How much, I cannot tell you. I don't remember. Couple $100. Something like that. That's my biggest issue. When I buy cigars, I don't remember how much I spent. So I cannot tell you exactly how much it is for that box. Because I buy this all the time and I do buy them in quantity. So I don't remember how much I spent. Same thing, like if you ask me how much Nespresso capsule are, I couldn't tell you because I buy so much of it. Two Guys Cigar Shop has them for sale online. Now you're telling me to try another cigar shop, which you know me. If you know me, you know I just don't like to try cigar shop online. I'll let you buy it from shop that I purchased before and all that stuff. So simply tell me where I can buy it doesn't really help, because I don't, if you guys seen me already, every time I try a different cigar shop, I run into problem. Every time I try a different online cigar shop, I run into problem. There's pretty much not not once where I try just like, this person suggests me to go to buy there, no have problem. I always have problem. Heading out for the night. All right, Martin, talk to you later. I just checked every cigar you sent me. I don't see any. I'm pretty sure I sent you some Davidoff before. But Martin, yeah, I will talk to you later, Martin. I need to adjust the screen in front of me because I'm having trouble reading the screen in front of me. I had to like get a clear view on the side. I need to adjust because right now I reduced my lights from 3 to 2, so now I have to focus on me more. I'm like staring at the light, and the light kills me. The light kills me in the front. I was like, I can see. All I see is light. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Good cigar. I love this cigar. I love this cigar. Martin, we'll send a couple of this to you. You can review it. But I think you gotta like it. I think you gotta like it. This is a really good cigar. So, we're wrapping up for the night. It's already almost 2 hours. It's actually 2 hours for me because I had the thing load up earlier than that. But it's almost 2 hours. For the next cigar, what I want to do is I'm gonna smoke the back-to-back that High Desert Man has reviewed, and I recommend for you guys to go watch that video. And I want to compare my experience with his experience, see how different our taste bud is. How he feel about the back-to-back limited edition. First, me smoking the same limited edition, and see if we have a really different view on that particular cigar. When are you gonna smoke the Macanudo Crystal? I think I already smoked it. I had to go look in my humidor. I might have already smoked it. Because I just remember I reviewed the Macanudo before. I'm not sure if that's it. I might still have it. I had to look for it. So yeah. If you're watching this video, Saturday I'm gonna smoke the back-to-back. So watch that video from High Desert Man, and let's compare notes on that particular cigar. So I'll see you guys on Saturday. Have a good night. Good Wednesday. Wednesday through Saturday, and we'll review that cigar together. See if that's gonna be a good one. So have a good night. I'll talk to you guys later. Behave. I know you guys are always looking for trouble. Behave, and yeah, don't forget to look at High Desert Man on that back-to-back. I think he released that video like a couple days ago, so you should be able to find it. Okay? Have a good night, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys. Yeah, I know exactly which one that is. I just don't know if I smoked it.